Breaking news, 24 hours and still going. Senator Cory Booker, Democratic senator from New Jersey, has just broken the record for the longest speech in the history of the Senate, and he is still speaking out against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk on the Senate floor after beginning his marathon speech last night at 7 o'clock. The senator was still speaking. You see him there right now. Don't know how long he's going to go, but we know that it has been more than 24 hours, which is a record that Strom Thurmond had. The senator claims the Trump administration and congressional Republicans are targeting Medicaid and Medicare programs to fund tax cuts for billionaires and corporations.
We bring in Fox 11 Susan Hirosuna for more on what we know so far. Susan.
Well, yes, as of 4:20 our time, Cory Booker's talkathon, as he calls it, on the Senate floor broke a long-standing record. Senator Strom Thurmond spoke against the Civil Rights Act for 24 hours, 18 minutes back in 1957. So Booker started his marathon speech last night with no end time in mind, he said. But there are reports that he didn't like the record for longest speech on the Senate floor, that it was held by a segregationist. Booker also evoked the memory of John Lewis and vowed to make good trouble in his speech. The Democratic senator from New Jersey is railing against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk with apparently an unending supply of complaints, concerns, and warnings. Here's just a couple of hours of his effort. You see him there standing at the podium, no chair, 2 small glasses of water. Even as he closed in on the 24 hours, his voice and his energy level stayed mostly strong. He was able to rest his voice occasionally when he would ask other Democratic senators a question, which allowed senators to then speak around 4:20 our time. That's when Booker was interrupted by Senate Leader Chuck Schumer.
John?
Would the senator yield for a question?
Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
There was a point where Senator Booker said, I am going to wrap this up because there are some biological urges that I might need to take care of. All right, let's see what the Senate floor looks like right now. I think that's what we're looking at. And as you pointed out just a couple minutes ago, he was still speaking. It looks as if he might have wrapped it up because people are moving about.
He literally wrapped it up when you were speaking.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you know, then on cue.
Time for those biological urges.
He did say at one point, like a couple minutes ago before I came out to the studio, he said 7 more minutes. So he did have an end time in mind, at least maybe in regards to the biological urges.
So does anything happen because of this? I mean, obviously it's a lot of grandstanding, and it's nice that, you know, it's interesting to have a black man take that record from Strom Thurmond and all that, but any policy, any changes? No.
I mean, yeah. I think what this does allow for, and if you went on to his YouTube page, you can see there were, you know, so many comments as he was getting closer and closer to the record, and they were all positive. Now, you know, I'm sure there's a reason why they went to his YouTube page in order to make these comments, but they were all very positive at cheering him on. So it's an accomplishment. It's gonna, you know, be in the history books.
Do you train for something like this? Do you practice for, you know, a couple of months?
If you've been around Cory Booker, you know, he can talk.
Yes.
That long.
He's somebody who can go.
But of course, everybody's wondering, did he perhaps prepare as in like special attire?
Right.
Supposedly he had those 2 small glasses of water. Supposedly he didn't really sip from them very often, you know, in preparation for going the distance. So
yeah, that's the real story people really want to know.
That unfortunately, yeah, like you want to know about accomplishments. Right. What does this accomplish aside from taking the record away from Strom?
And we're all talking about it.
Yeah.
But we are all talking about it, and he had a lot to say, obviously, that and he's reflecting a lot of the opinions that are out there in the American public.
Been doing all these TMZ live hits, and the adult diapers would be the thing they would focus on.
Of course.
Yes. All right.
Got the visual. Thank you.
All right, Susan. Thank you.